Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at the cosine law. This law, like the sine law, is useful when you don't have a right angle triangle and you are looking for either a missing angle or a missing side. So let's take a look at where the cos law would apply. If we have this triangle, and I'm going to label it as triangle ABC, which means the opposite sides will get the lowercase a, b, and c. Cosine law says, and there's two cosine laws, it's just the formula that's rearranged. So if we're looking for a side, we're going to be using the formula a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos of a. What this means, let's look at this triangle for a second. It means that to find side A, you would need side B, side C, and angle A. So really, remember, you need two sides and the angle that is between them in order to use cosine law to find a side. If we're talking about finding an angle, we can say that cos of our angle A is equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared divided by 2bc. So in this case, in order to find an angle, you need all three sides. So remember, cos law can be used to find a side if you have two sides already, as well as the angle that is between them, or it can be used to find an angle if you have all three sides. So let's take a look at some questions. In our first question, we have triangle DEF, and you'll notice that we have two sides and we have the angle between them, which means we are able to find the side that is opposite that. So I'm going to rewrite our formula, plugging in the letters that we know. So we know that side d squared would be equal to b squared plus f squared minus 2ef cos of d. When we plug in our numbers, we have d squared equaling 11 squared plus 14 squared minus 211 times 14 cos of 82 degrees. Now this formula, I sometimes like doing it in pieces, so I'm going to figure out what 11 squared plus 14 squared is, which is going to be 317. And then I'm subtracting 2 times 11 times 14, which is 308 cos of 82. Now this we can stick in our calculator all together. So we have 317 minus 308 cos of 82 degrees, which will give you an answer of 271.1. But remember, that is what d squared is equal to. So to find d, we need to take the square root of that number, which gives you a value of d is equal to approximately 16.5. And that is how you find a side with cos law. If we look at another triangle, this time we're trying to find an angle, which we can do because we have all three sides. We're going to be using this formula. So we're trying to find angle A. Cos of A would be equal to b squared plus c squared minus a squared over 2bc. So let's label these sides because it does matter. You are subtracting a squared. Remember, b will be the side opposite angle B. C will be the side opposite angle C. And A will be the side opposite angle A. Plugging everything in, I get cos of A is equal to 10 squared plus 11 squared minus 9 squared over 2 times 10 times 11. This means that cos of A would be equal to 10 squared, which is 100, plus 11 squared, which is 121, minus 9 squared, or 81, to give us 140 on the numerator. And on the denominator, we have 2 times 10 times 11, which will give us 220. This is cos A. We want to figure out what A is equal to. So we have to take cos -1 of both sides. And now you can stick this directly into your calculator. So to do that, usually with your calculator, you're pressing the shift button and then the cos button, and then bracket 140 divided by 220 bracket. When we do that, we get an answer of angle A is equal to 50.5 degrees. And that is how you find an angle using Cos Law.